With the rapid pace of technological and digital developments, it's now essential to strengthen critical thinking, the ability to objectively analyze and evaluate information, arguments, and situations, while recognizing any potential biases or factors that influence our judgment. Thinking critically means being able to reflect with clarity, rationality, and independence, avoiding the passive acceptance of the first impression or the first answer you receive. How can we develop this skill in the age of artificial intelligence? We need to learn how to evaluate the information we receive, and that's exactly what we're trying to do in these lessons. Even if only briefly, analyze the data we have, reflect on its nature, understand its origin and its impact. We need to understand the technology, even without getting into the technical details. This allows us to recognize its risks and opportunities and to understand where our data ends up, how it is used, and what consequences it can have on both an individual and a societal level. The goal is to have technology that enhances our abilities, not replaces them. We want to make use of cognitive offloading in a constructive way, freeing up mental space to develop new skills, not to lose the ones we already have. All of this can only happen through education and training at every level, from those who use technology to those who design and develop it. As we mentioned, the educational and training process must involve all the players in the technology ecosystem. On one hand, there are the developers who need to be trained not only from a technical perspective, but also on ethical, moral, and regulatory aspects. Those who create technology have a fundamental responsibility to understand the implications their work can have on society, individuals, and institutions. On the other hand, there are the users who need to be educated to use digital tools consciously. It's not just about knowing how to use an app or a service, but about understanding its basic functioning, its potential, its limitations, and the consequences it can have on one's own life and on others. Between these two poles, developers and users, there is a vast network of stakeholders, companies, public institutions, educators, policymakers, the media, and families. They too must be involved in this process of awareness and responsibility because they help shape the context in which technology is developed, adopted, and regulated. Ultimately, the challenge is not to stop innovation, but to guide it in a direction that is sustainable, fair, and oriented toward the common good. This means integrating technology with fundamental human skills, critical thinking, ethical sensitivity, sound judgment, and a sense of responsibility. A concrete example of how to promote critical thinking in the age of artificial intelligence is the UNESCO Framework for AI Competency for Teachers. This document proposes a set of skills that teachers should develop to integrate artificial intelligence into educational settings in a conscious and responsible way. Among these, particular emphasis is placed on the ability to critically evaluate technologies, understand their limitations, and reflect on the ethical and social implications of their use. The framework highlights the importance of a human-centered mindset and a strong ethic regarding artificial intelligence. These are two dimensions that require teachers and students to question how and why certain tools are used. This approach encourages critical thinking, as it invites us not to passively accept the answers provided by intelligent systems, but to evaluate them, put them into context, and, if necessary, challenge them. Furthermore, the framework promotes the use of artificial intelligence as a tool for ongoing professional learning. It encourages teachers to reflect on their own role and to develop new teaching strategies. In this sense, artificial intelligence is not seen merely as a technical support, but as an opportunity to rethink educational practices, fostering a culture of reflection, analysis, and responsibility, all essential components of critical thinking.